3, 2, 1. I wish people knew how much went into this. I wish people knew how much went into putting out energy and effort and parts of you into a podcast mic. Because even the people who make it look easy, it's always still taking something out of you. And we're here because we want to be. We're here because we believe that stories are a form of service. I mean, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm showing up on PODCAST NOOR, a name that actually comes from you. There have been so many joyful memories that I have of when I'm out and about and one of you comes up to me curiously, not sure if it's me, and asks, "Are you PODCAST NOOR?" And I get so excited because if you're a podcast listener, I think you're a very specific type of person. A curious person, someone I would want to be friends with and learn with. That's why I hope you join me on this journey. Because I want to share my learnings with you. I want to share these stories that I've been able to collect with you. And that's something that I've done over the course of the last 5 podcasts I've produced. So what makes this different? And I've been trying to figure out how to explain to you what makes this different. Because the truth is, it just feels different now. It feels new. It feels on purpose. It feels just like I have finally figured something out. And the thing that I have figured out is how to keep in mind what it means to live up to my name, Noor al-Huda, which in English translates to the guiding light. So I asked myself, how can I put even more intention, more effort? Because every time I thought I was giving it everything. And I was, except for the fact that I am an ever-evolving, ever-growing person. And every time I try again, it's always going to be better than the last. And that I will promise you, that I will always bring you my best. So what are you going to get on Podcast Noor? Podcast Noor is a series of guided storytelling sessions. I always felt so honored whenever I would wrap an interview and people would say, "I've never shared that story before," or "That was the best interview that I've ever had," or "I've never learned that about myself." That was proof to me that storytelling is a form of service. And so is being a story guide. So I've committed to working with every storyteller that I bring onto this show beforehand and asking them, what does your dream interview look like? What is the thing that is sitting on your heart that you haven't gotten to share yet? What is it that you want to teach people? What do you want people to know about you and what you're going through right now, or a very specific story in your life? Are you ready to share it? Will it be the first time? Will it be the right time? I know what it feels like to be on autopilot, to keep going, to keep saying things over and over again and sharing the same stories over and over again, and it start feeling like nothing. I question if my stories even have value, if I've shared it 100 times over. And unfortunately, I haven't had the opportunity to share these stories in person for over a year now. We all know why, but I miss being able to see people's eyes light up when I share something that I've shared 100 times, but to them it's the first time and it actually hits hard. It reminds me of the magic that is involved in this process. And I want to bring you that magic. I want you to feel it, to feel guided, to feel like the journey of the storyteller is your own. I want you to grow with both of us. The only thing that you need when you show up to Podcast Noor is an open mind, an open heart, and a willingness to follow your own curiosity, a willingness to challenge things that you feel like are 100% true beliefs in your system. We all have room to grow. And the reason we call everyone a storyteller on this show is because you're a storyteller too. In every episode, I want you to walk away remembering that you have that capability, that you have that power. It's hard, but that's where the growth is. And sometimes when you start sharing the things that make you feel or the things that are true to you, just like I am right now, your insides are going to start shaking. But it's not because it isn't worthy. It's not because it's just nerves. It's because whatever you have to share is so much bigger than you, and it needs to come out. And sometimes your human body is a vessel that just isn't big enough to carry it all the way, and that's why you have to put it out into the world. Podcast Noor is a space for people to come do that. Some of your favorite people in the world and people that you've never heard of before. I want to hear from you. I want to hear the stories that you want me to dig deeper on. And I want to hear about your stories, the ones that we can learn from as well. This is one of the hardest points of growth for me in this podcast journey. And I'm still figuring out why. But I think it's because it feels really big. It feels really honest. It feels really true. And every part of this podcast is going to take a lot of work. But I'm up to the task. And I am so honored that you are joining me to listen to this episode and the episodes to come. Because I hope that it is more than just a story to you. I hope that it is an experience that you get to share and adopt, and you can use the stories that you gain from this as a way to connect with people who are worlds apart. I want to thank you. Thank you for your encouragement, your engagement, your responses, your openness, because your words are what I tap into when this work gets extra hard. Oftentimes, my biggest joy in life is simply asking someone if they can tell me a story. I can't wait to meet you here next time. As always, at your service.